Hi, friends, and welcome. So good to be with you for another week. We'll be off next week with the holidays, but plan to be back with you on January 6th. And so looking forward to that. For those that are new, I'm Tim Fortescue, an internal family systems practitioner. And this model has been life changing for me personally and grateful to walk alongside of others on this journey. So glad you're here, whether you're joining for the first time or whether you've joined for week after week. Your presence truly does matter. And this is simply a space where we can pause together, breathe, turn inward with just a little more curiosity and compassion. Each week, we explore different aspects of IFS, not just as abstract ideas, but as living, breathing invitations uh, to meet ourselves more fully. And I don't know about you, but especially here in the US, and for those who celebrate Christmas, um, have to be aware of my little guy and the protectors who protect him that thinks one mistake. If I don't respond to email for 2 days, I'm going to be back in Appalachia where I came from. And so just gives me a little more breath to be able to pause and join you today. So know that you're not alone. And you may notice parts of you eager to learn. Others may be skeptical, maybe even some that feel weary. And all of them are welcome here. I'm in here with my dog. Kids are home from school. It's a mess. He was about to go have a heyday on all the things left out on the counter. So you may hear some rattling. But just notice those parts that are coming up. And that's the heart of what we do, creating room for every part of us to be seen, honored, and gently understood. And if you have a journal handy, especially for those that are part of the faithfully growing community where we're learning how to map our parts, I keep mine on my iPad, and I'll be making some notes today after our session too. But just creating room for those parts, letting them feel seen, honored, and see if we can understand them a little more. So, as we begin, I invite you to settle in. Let's drop your shoulders if it feels right and take a couple breaths together. And simply notice who's here inside with you today. Which parts are most present? Got presence on the brain, I guess. Just becoming aware can be enough. And let's step into today's time together. We'll have a longer meditation in just a bit. But let's just step in with a little more kindness and courage to listen deeply. And at the end, if you've got questions, I'll take them so that we can explore in real time together. And if you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel and like this particular video. It helps others find the content, helps YouTube know that we're here. And know that if you're watching a recording, go ahead and chime in the chat too with your questions. Or I've added a new thing on my blog, man. I know I'm talking a lot today, but we're about to get to the point. But an Ask Me Anything button, and would be glad to address those questions here on the live or on my podcast if it's helpful. You can find more about me at faithfullygrowing.com. You can also join the Faithfully Growing community that gives you other resources, a community to interact with others on their parts work journey. And it gives you a Thursday drop-in via Zoom where you can ask me questions. And doors are open for that until the end of the year. And then I pause for a bit till probably around March, and we'll reopen to recalibrate. But would love to have you join us there if you can. You can find that all on the website, either faithfullygrowing.com or exploreifs.com. All right. So today, going to talk just a bit about closing the year from self and a little reflection. And know that this isn't a year-end performance review. We're shifting from what did I accomplish, and man, do I need to hear this, and to reframe, to what did my system experience. Naming the protectors that worked overtime to keep us going, honoring the exiles that asked to be seen, and the ones we couldn't reach yet. I've got ones that parts of me really want to reach and to understand, but they're not ready. And maybe you notice some of those, and just honoring those, there's a reason for that. And honoring those that may want to get there for the healing to happen. But self-leadership, it isn't about effort. It's about listening. Healing always moves at the pace of trust, not the pace of the calendar. And so here are some reflection questions that may help you close out the year with curiosity. And you have permission to end the year unfinished and still whole. And I'll get into some of those questions in the meditation. And so feel free to jot down things as we go into this time of reflection. But let's take a minute and just find a comfortable position. Either seated or lying down, whatever allows your body to settle. Notice your breath without trying to change it. Let yourself arrive here, just as you are. Invite your parts to gather, not for fixing, not for strategizing, just for acknowledgement. Maybe you're feeling a little more spaciousness. I know I am, just by pausing. And pausing with others on this journey. You're not alone. Let your parts know that. And let them know this is a moment to be seen, not solved. And some may step forward quickly. And others may hang back. All are welcome. Notice which parts carried the most this year. Just honoring those that protected that little one in me so much. Maybe you're noticing the one who pushed when you were exhausted. Maybe it's the one who numbed when things felt too big. Maybe it's the one who hoped when hope felt foolish. You don't need their whole story right now, just their presence. And see if they can feel your presence. How are they responding to that? See if you can notice just one part without analysis, without judgment. Just notice. Let it know. Yeah, you were there. You showed up this year. You belong. If it feels right, just offer some quiet gratitude to this part. Not for being perfect, not even for getting it right, just for showing up. Maybe you want to say, thank you for doing what you thought was best. Let that settle. No response needed, just the offering. And let's just pause for a minute or so. Just be with this part. See what else. Remind it who you are and who you are today. Remind it too that it belongs, but it doesn't have to work so hard if it doesn't want to. See what it needs to trust you a little more. What would it like to do if it didn't have to work so hard? Just see if there's anything else that this part would like to share, if it needs anything from you. Thank it again for its courage. Let it know this doesn't have to be the last time. You can check in again if it would like that. Send another round of gratitude to this part. And to any of those parts that witnessed you interact here, they may have even tried to jump in a little bit. That's where the mapping comes in. Maybe jot them down if you do that. Let them know they can have some attention at another time too, but thank them for their courage in softening back. And if your protectors will let you, check in with them first. And if there's any resistance, don't, but turn toward those little ones that They may protect. Just a glance to let them know that you see them too. My little guy, 4-year-old, likely that it's one mistake, but he's not going back. And yours aren't going back either. Now, rest in this truth. Nothing needs to be resolved before the year ends. And man, if there's any preaching going on, it's going right back to me right now. You're allowed to pause here, unfinished, uncertain, and still whole. The calendar doesn't determine your worthiness. Your system gets to move at its own pace. So take a deep breath. Just breathe that in. When you're ready, just gently return to the present moment. Thanks so much for your courage in showing up today. I'll hang tight for a bit if you've got questions or comments. Always grateful to engage. Or if you're watching a recording, know too that I'll get to your questions too. Or you can go to Explore IFS, or actually you can get there, faithfullygrowing.com, and click Ask Me Anything. And you can ask me your questions there too. But so grateful for this community. Be gentle with yourself, and you can always send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing.com if that's helpful. And I'm telling my little guy I'll check those on Friday. Yeah, thank you, Lynn. And so sorry about missing you the other day at the group. But we'll get that. Yeah, I'll try to double check next time to make sure you can get in. But yeah, so grateful for you all. Yeah, man, you're encouraging me as much as anything. And I needed this today. So be well. Reach out if it's helpful. And won't be here next week, but join me on January 6th, which is my birthday, by the way. So a good day to get started and celebrate. So we'll see you then. All right, take care. Be well and happy holidays.